issue. I think on that one.
I would agree with you, Mr. Chairman. I think we do need more specificity as to what actual number we're talking about. I saw the 20% set aside level, but 20% of what? Of how many members? I think we need a minimum number so that can be part of the order, and I think we need a specific percentage on the reduction of the annual membership fee, which I saw somewhere was pretty high, although there's obviously going to be a lot of programs there to see, but I think I saw a $350 annual, that the normal annual membership was $350. Let me try to hurry along here. Why, and we can ask Office of Planning this and DDOT as well, but why are you doing the alley? And Commissioner May might have asked this at set down. Why are you doing the alley closing to get the 1,000 square feet, which you're going to dedicate back as an easement, to get to the PUD 15,000 square foot minimum, instead of just asking us for a waiver? That would seem easier, but is it not? Do we not have the authority to give you that waiver?
My understanding is that you do not have the authority to give us the waiver. The issue is that we are not in the Central Employment District, and since this is not a residential project, that the waiver to reduce the 15,000 square feet by half is if you are either in the Central Employment District or you are doing a residential project. So if the client wanted to not go through the process of requesting either the alley closure or working with, we know that there was a text amendment that went through set down, but our understanding is that I don't know if that's being withdrawn or if that's not moving forward. But obviously we were supportive of that text amendment, because that text amendment would allow a project like this, which is not in the Central Employment District and is not a residential project, to have a reduction in that total of the 15,000 square foot requirement. But so if the applicant decided that they wanted to do a residential building and not a hotel, the hotel, which provides public access to the arts, public access to all of these amazing opportunities, but something more of one of the arts condo buildings that we have down in the Penn Quarter, we could then not have to go through this process and then simply obtain the 50% reduction. But we are moving forward with this concept of the arts hotel, where we do need to then close 8 feet of the alley for the width of the for the width of the property, which then would gross the project 1,000 square feet, getting us to the 15,000 square feet. We have had this discussion with DDOT. DDOT is obviously preliminarily understands that we're moving forward with this. We have filed for the request of the surveyor's office to close this. Again, unless there is movement in the text amendment that had been filed, which I believe is text amendment 15-1125.
And I saw that you filed that alley closing, I think, a year ago. Is that correct?
No, we finalized that just recently as we were under the impression that the other text amendment may not be moving forward as expeditiously as our project is.
I thought I saw January 2015 date on that letter. Maybe it said 2016.
Or we might have mixed up the date. I have to double check that.
No, and I know these alley.
Beginning of 2016, everyone thinks of the old year, so I'd have to double check that. But it was just recently that it was filed, to clarify the record.
Okay. So if it is an alley closing, I think there is a possible issue with the provision of the alley closing statute that requires relocation assistance to be provided to any non-residential tenants who are displaced by a development associated with the alley closing. I think I would want you to address that. I'm very familiar with that provision. I helped write it 30 years ago with then Council Chairman David Clark. So, is there any discussion amongst? Has there been any consideration or discussion by the developer in terms of the 30 rent-paying artists? Even though the rents extremely low. Is there any discussion about monetary relocation assistance, or is it just working with Cultural DC, Arts DC Cultural on finding alternative spaces, and you making the preferential opportunity to return for the new spaces?
That's correct. We've been leaving that to Cultural DC. We have not had negotiations on that level.
Okay.